So I share a backyard with my neighbor who is like a single man that has kids that sometimes stay there. So I think he might be like divorced or a single parent or whatever. I don't know. There's sometimes here. And today they're this way, right? Let me explain this. They're like over here. A woman whom I've never seen before walked like from this side to like over across here to where our bins are and threw her trash in our bins and then walked all the way back. And I was like, that's weird. Who's that woman? So, and she started walking towards the front of the property. So I was like, oh, maybe I can like see who it is and where she came from if I peek out the front. So I like peeked out the front and I made eye contact with this woman as she was going inside. I made direct eye contact with her. And I've been cringing about it all day. It was such a weird, like, who does that? It was so weird. But she went inside to my neighbor's place. So I don't know if that's like a babysitter or like a friend or something, but she walked into that property. I've never seen her before, but I was like, I don't know. To me, that's like so rude. Like, I don't really care. I just wish, like, it's just weird. I remember there was a week where, we didn't have our bin. It like broke or something. And I would have never just like put my trash in someone else's bin without asking. And I didn't even have the guts to ask anyone. I think we just like literally piled it up in the basement until we had our bin back. Yeah, it was weird. Made her take out the trash and didn't realize where the bin. It's very obviously our bin though. Like it's next to our door. Like she had to walk all the way across her yard and then across our yard to the other side. And she was kind of like looking at the windows, like trying to be sneaky. Super weird. And I'm kind of annoyed because we forgot to take out the trash this time. Like you're supposed to put it on the curb every Tuesday and then the people take it, like the dump truck takes it. So we don't have a lot of room now for until the next time they come. So I don't know, just an odd interaction. And now I just like feel awkward because I made eye contact with her. Like I basically caught her in the act. So I would want the world to swallow me up. Oh yeah, it was like, I like peeked outside because I didn't think she lived right next door to us. I thought she lived maybe in the property next door, like next door. So I thought I'd be able to just see her like walking away, but no, she was walking basically right towards me as she head back into her house. Yeah, so weird. So weird. I died. Oh, I did die inside. I'm dead. This is me. I've ascended. This is the second coming of Aya. I just don't do well with awkward situations. I'm the type of person that replays that in my mind over and over and over again until forever, basically. There's still things I cringe about that I did in high school that I still think about sometimes at night when I can't sleep. Yep, yeah, that's me. That's me too, Andy. Yeah, I feel that. Do you guys want to tell embarrassing stories? I'm trying to think of the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. I have a pretty good one. It happened on stage. Hi, Legend. Check out GarageBand or Logic. No, I haven't yet, Deja Blue. I have not. I need to. Okay, here's my story. I have two embarrassing stories that are related to, like hosting. I've told these on stream before, so some people may have already heard these, but this is when I was brand new. This was like, this was my first show. The second day of my first show. It was a weekend long show ever. So I was brand new. So I was still like really nervous. So I was really in my own head. Just like trying not to screw up. And then of course I screwed up. I was interviewing Alec or Daisy Duke. He was playing for ABC at the time. I know most of you guys are PDers, but I asked him a question. I'm gonna use this pen. So I had microphone, right? And I was like interviewing Alec, asked the question, and then normally I would go like this. for them to answer. And I asked the question, and I just kind of, like, you know, held it there. Just. And Alec is just sitting there like, no microphone. Just. Because he knew what I did. He knew that I fucked up. I didn't know that I fucked up. And then, here's the worst part. And it got clipped. It got clipped on the Warcraft channel. And it had like 24,000 views. I definitely got, I was in a couple Discords that people didn't know I was in where it got linked. That was bad. And then I had another one, which is like probably equally as bad. I was interviewing, like, they were a Chinese team and they needed a translator. And I was also really nervous for this one because this was my third ever show. And it was fucking BlizzCon. And we had to do a translator because they didn't speak English. So, like, I would ask the question, and then the translator would ask the question in Chinese, and then the player would answer in Chinese, and then the translator would translate it, and then I would ask my next question. But I was so nervous. I wasn't listening to the translator. I was just trying to remember my next question and, like, not trip on stage. So I asked the question. I asked the question. And the translator then in turn asked the question in Chinese to the player. And then the player answered in Chinese. And I then just went on to the next question as if I understood a word he said. I was just like, yeah, okay, thanks for the answer. And then moved on to the next question. And then when we got off stage, this poor translator, who was just as nervous as I was, so we were both just like a mess. And we get off stage and she's like, you didn't let me translate the question. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I didn't even remember it happening because I was so nervous. That one might be worse.